Welcome back, guys. Sherry here. Now we're going to get the Master Sword early, and you can do this extremely early on in the game, guys. The only requirement you need is to have 2 full stamina wheels. And of course you get those by making your way through the shrines and going to the statues and praying. But we're going to start out right here at the Minchy Wood Chasm. Now guys, we need to make our way over here through the Korok Forest to the middle of the forest. However, we're not going to do this on the surface. We have to do this in the depths. Because if you try to make your way through the forest, the fog is going to get you and it's going to send you back to the beginning. So we have to do this underground. Now, I've already opened up a couple of light routes, but I'm going to show you an easy way to get there. But if you zoom all the way out, you can see that it's just a little northwest, maybe a couple of squares over. But we're just going to drop down into this chasm. Now, when you get to the bottom of this chasm, you'll start to see some light. You can drop yourself a giant bright bloom seed, and it will light the area for you before you even hit the ground. Now, I put a marker on the map in the depths so I would know which direction that I needed to go. But if you will look around, you're going to see a trail of these Poes. Just follow the Poes. You can see they make a complete trail, and that way you kind of know which direction you need to go. But of course, throw yourself some bright bloom seeds or attach them to an arrow, whatever's going to help you to light this area up so that you can see better. Now, once you kind of get to the end of the trail of these Poes, if you will look on the left-hand side, we're going to see one of these places where it has a lot of these Zonai devices just sitting around. And that's going to really help us because there's a big section of gloom and it's just a lot easier to get across the gloom. Now, you can climb the trees and things like that, but I just found this easier. And all I made was a little cart. I just grabbed a cart and then I grabbed some steering controls and a fan. And that's all I needed to get across the gloom. Now, you can make whatever, of course, but this is just what I did. And for anyone that's not aware of this, if you get these devices up in the air and you just can't get them to flip correctly for you, just hit the ZL and it will flatten it out and it will help you just kind of start over. That way you can get it in the position that you need to get it in. But now I'm actually going to take this cart with me. I'm going to carry it up here to where the gloom starts. There's like a little hill that you kind of got to go up, but it's not that big of a deal. Just grab your cart and we're going to make our way to where all of the gloom is because there's a big section that we have to get across. Now, I think you can go to the left-hand side and there's not as much gloom and you can make your way there, but I just found this easier. And guys, if you're not aware, you can walk through the gloom for a split second and it's not going to hurt you. But again, throw some bright bloom seeds so that you can see. And I would suggest staying away from the right-hand side, kinda. You can see the light roots in the background. And you can see my marker down here in the little mini map. That's the direction we're going. And you will actually also see this structure that is lit up. That is where we're going. But if you get too far on the right-hand side, I did run into some Gloom Hands. So you might want to be careful. But this is kind of just a straight shot. I mean, hopefully you're a better driver than I am. But we just got to kind of go through these trees. You might see some of those little frogs and see some bats. But for the most part, it's a straight shot. And when you get here, you're going to start seeing those little Korok seeds. That's how you know you're going to be in the right spot. But just make your way to this lit up structure. And all we're going to do is ascend through it so that we can ascend to the middle of the Korok Forest. If you look on the map, you can see we're almost there, actually. So all we have to do is just ascend through this structure. And when you get to the top, we're going to be in the middle of the Korok Forest. Now, guys, there is a shrine here, and I highly suggest you go ahead and at least touch the hand thing and open the fast travel for yourself. I didn't do so at first, but I highly suggest it. Now, all we have to do is make our way over here to the Great Duca Tree. Now, if you look on your map, you can kind of see right here is where I'm standing, and that round circle looking thing, that's the Duca tree. But there's a little platform that we want to stand on, and we want to talk to him. But when we do, he's just going to tell us that his stomach doesn't feel so good. So we just need to go down there and check it out. And what we're going to run into is a set of Gloom Hands and Phantom Ganon. Now, guys, I don't have really nice weapons. And I don't even have any really nice defense armor. So you can cook yourself up 5 mighty bananas. Now there is a cooking pot here, I forgot, but I just pulled out my own. You can cook up 5 mighty bananas. That's going to give you a 3 times attack power. And you can put on some defense armor or whatever you have. Now, I do have the Barbarian Armor and the Fierce Deity Armor. Those will give you some extra attack power. If you don't know where to get those, I will leave a link in the description. But if you're going to eat an attack boost, it's not going to stack. Like, you can't wear the Barbarian Armor and then eat a 3 times attack meal. It's not going to stack up on you and give you extra attack power. So I ended up just throwing on whatever armor it was that I had, and I did end up eating the attack boost. But guys, this is the hardest part you're going to have to go through to get this sword, is all we have to do is defeat a set of Gloom Hands. Now, I don't have enough practice at this yet. I don't really know their movements, but if I can do it, guys, you can do it. Just give it a try. But just jump down through the chasm that you're going to find inside the Great Duca tree. And once you get to the bottom, you're going to see a bunch of gloom around. And then, of course, the Gloom Hands are going to start to appear. Now, I just started hitting them with bomb flowers. If you don't know where to get the bomb flowers, we collect those here in the depths. So you might want to stock up on those, because those helped a lot. Now, after you defeat the Gloom Hands, Phantom Ganon is going to appear. Now, I did shoot a bunch, or a few, bomb flowers that I had left at him. Those help some, but he's going to come at you. You can flurry rush him, and you can parry him, but just do whatever it takes. Now, try to stay out of the gloom that's on the floor, because like I said, once you defeat him, this is the hardest part. So just use whatever you have, guys. I don't really have a lot of battle tips for him yet. I do know that when he comes at you, straight at you, he's going to swing his sword sideways. You can try to jump backwards and get the flurry rush, but I just haven't had enough practice with him yet. So now I did try to throw a muddle butt at him. That didn't work. I wish I would have had more time, because this is really kind of my first encounter with Phantom Ganon. I have ran into the Phantom Hands before, but I just kind of ran away. So if you guys have any comments or tips to help others, please leave them in the comments below. That way we can just help each other. Because like I said, I don't have many battle tactics for him as of right now. And you may want to make sure you have some extra food on hand. I did end up having to eat some food, so you want to get through this, because like I said, this is the hardest part. All you have to do is defeat him. Now, after you defeat him, the gloom in his stomach is going to start to disappear. And then we have to go back and talk to the Duca tree again. Now, if you did not activate the shrine, you have to find your way out of here, which you can do so by using Ascend. But if you activated the shrine, you can just fast travel back to the shrine and then make your way back to the Duca tree. And all we need to do is talk to him, and he's going to know that you don't have the Master Sword, but he can sense it, and he's going to show you on the map where it is. However, it seems to be moving. So now we got to go catch it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be using the Glide Armor for this. If you don't know where to get it and you would like to know, I'm going to leave a link in the description and I'll show you how to get it. And when you're looking for this Master Sword and where it is moving, you're not going to be able to see it on the surface map. So make sure and go to your sky map. That way you can see it. But what I did was go to the closest tower that I could find as to where this Master Sword was moving on the map. Now, the first tower I went to, I actually ran out of stamina and I couldn't reach it. So if this happens to you, just fast travel back to a different tower. And then the second tower I went to, that worked out a little better, because what we have to do is catch this dragon that actually has a Master Sword in its head. And guys, it may help you to pack some stamina foods, which you can get that just by cooking up some crickets and a monster part, because you never know where this dragon's going to be. It is constantly moving around the map. So all we have to do is reach the dragon. Now, when you reach the dragon, if you let off of the paraglider and then pull your paraglider back out, your stamina wheels will actually be fully replenished. So you're not going to run out of stamina when you get close to this dragon. And this is the light dragon, so you really don't need any kind of special armor to be able to land on this thing. And once you land on the dragon, if you run down its back, you can actually collect, I think it's about 10 or 12 shards of the dragon's spike. And you're going to see these. They're going to kind of be, I guess, around the spikes that are on the back of this dragon. But you can collect several of those. You can use those to cook with. You can use those to fuse to your arrows. But you can get about 10 or 12 of them. Now, you can also shoot this dragon with your arrow. Now, once you shoot it with your arrow, the dragon's going to go dark. And it's going to take about 10 minutes for the dragon to recharge before you can shoot it again. But there's different parts you can get. If you shoot the dragon anywhere in the body, you're going to get a scale. If you shoot it in the foot, you're going to get a claw. If you shoot it in the horn, you're going to get a shard of the horn. And if you shoot it in the face, you're going to get a fang. So, but once you shoot it, like I said, it's going to have to recharge and you can't shoot it again for about 10 minutes. But here I shot it in the horn, and as you notice, the dragon kind of goes dark. It's not glowing anymore. But that's not really what we need to do here. What we need to do is grab this Master Sword that is stuck in its head. Now, it's going to prompt you to push the A button. And then wait just a minute, and it's going to prompt you again to hold the A button down. Now, this is where you have to have 2 stamina wheels. You just want to continue to hold this A button. The dragon's going to act like it doesn't really like this. Of course, who would? It's got a sword in its head. But just hold the A button down. Now, if you don't, the dragon's going to throw you up into the air, and you're going to have to start over. So once you get the second prompt to hit the A button, just hold it down. And eventually the dragon's going to calm down, and it's going to allow you to pull the Master Sword. It's going to go into a cutscene, and guys, it's a memory that is a major spoiler, so it's kind of up to you if you want to go ahead and get this Master Sword or not. The spoilers don't bother me, but if spoilers bother you, this is kind of a major spoiler. If you haven't gone around the map, I think, and collected all of the glyphs or checked out the glyphs that are on the map, this is kind of a major spoiler for you. But I hope this video helps, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. Smash that like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, I hope you consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys next time.